Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to another expansion of Hearthstone. The WitchWood expansion is out, and that means it's time for deck rebuilds. Last time we rebuilt the Hunter decks, not really changing that much, and this time we're going to rebuild the Mage decks. And we're starting over from scratch, so it is full rebuild. As for Mage, I have almost a complete collection of classic cards, so I can use the classic Mage recipe. But spells are so fun is missing so many cards that I can't play that. And this is a classic deck, so I am missing quite a bit, I guess. And then the Book of Specters is the WitchWood recipe, and we're missing 5 of those cards too, so I don't think I would want to build that recipe anyways. These recipes generally are not useful, and like maybe if you are so off the reservation that you can't build a deck that wins better than Classic Mage, maybe you reel yourself in and make Classic Mage. But I like living off the reservation to expand that phrase, so I am gonna build my own custom deck. Let's start by seeing what the new cards add to Mage. From what I was seeing, it seems like it really just adds to the Sorcerer's Apprentice meta Mage deck that I've seen so many people play and is super annoying, with duplicating Sorcerer's Apprentices and doing Archmage Archidonus. So before I go any further, let me just see if maybe some of those cards went wild. Sorcerer's Apprentice, not wild. Archmage Archidonus, not wild. This is the thing. Duplicate. Results found in the wild. Let's see. Standard cards. I guess you come out, you don't go in the crafting mode, you go in the wild. So duplicate is wild now, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to play that metagame. And unless you're going to play it in wild, I guess. Alright. Let me search the phrase copies. Maybe if I spell copies right. Frozen Clone. After your opponent plays a minion, add 2 copies to your hand. Is that... This is still playable. This is still playable. Let's see. And there's nothing new that would like reduce the cost of your spells. Your spells cost 1 less. Never cast your spells. Next spell you play costs 0. If your deck has no odd cost cards, draw a card. Interesting. Your opponent's spells cost more. Yeah, that might be an interesting card to play. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 2-cost minion. Which that potentially could be Sorcerer's Apprentice, but it's not highly likely. Battle Cry. No, that doesn't do anything. Enemy spells cost more, minions cost more, mechs cost less. And a random 2-cost minion to each player's hand. Summon a random 1-cost minion at the end of your turn. That might work too. Reduce the cost of a random weapon. Summon a random minion. Like Emperor Thurzan probably wouldn't work. Spells cost 2 more. That might be something to play against any mage. Okay. So it seems like they may have fixed this metagame a little bit. And if we go back to standard, there's several of these that we couldn't play. Anyways. So get rid of that. Like, and I only have concern about this metagame in standard play. Like, the wild people are going to do whatever the wild people want to do. Alright. Okay, so we need to go back now to the WitchWood cards and see what that adds to change this. Whenever you draw a card, gain. If you've played an elemental last turn, draw a card. I think you could make an elemental deck. Deal 5 damage, randomly split. Spell damage if you only have odd cost cards. Which I could get rid of this 4 and this 2, but that'd be annoying. I've not seen any card where that was really worth it to do that. I guess you could play this as just a 3/3/3 with spell damage 1. Freeze a minion if it's already frozen, destroy it. Which is crazy because we already had a card like that. So why are they reintroducing cards that have gone wild? Let's see. Froze. Freeze. Iceland's freeze a character. If it's already frozen, deal 4 damage for 1 mana. So maybe there wasn't a card that would destroy it. Snap freeze a minion. If it's already destroyed, frozen, destroy it. I think that's probably a better card to play. And how many of those can I keep? So I guess that is a new card. Draw 3 card, discard any spells drawn. Book of Specters. I don't see why I would want to play that. Next thing I guess I would want to ask is Elemental. What does an Elemental deck look like? Oh, and before I hit enter on that. Oh, I can't. Let's see. Take that. I think there's probably enough to make an elemental deck. Now, add random mage spells, play the elementals. Let's see, freeze any character, armor, spell. Like, I think I'm gonna have to make two decks just to work within this. The quest card, do I not have it? Yeah, I don't have Open the Way Gate, so that severely damages the opportunity to play the meta game. So what do I really want to play that I'm missing here? Deal 3 damage and freeze. Draw more cards. Like, could I increase my draw? I don't see a reason to draw and draw. Draw a secret from your deck. Secrets don't have much effect now in standard because you don't have that immune spell anymore. That's wild. So best you have is Ice Barrier, which that will certainly change the gameplay up a little bit too. Although I don't know why you would want to play Glacier Mysteries now. So I go back to Elemental, I guess. Let's look here. Am I gonna just live with this for a moment? I think I am. So take this custom mage. Let's make a new mage deck and choose that. I think they got rid of the annoying warning to make a wild deck, which was nice because they were saying that every single time. Let's see, this, that, and that. I get you to 18. Then this. That's a pretty good one. Add some more elementals. Take that. This isn't an elemental card though, so I don't know why I'd want to play that one. Maybe come back here and decide. Hero powers also freeze the target. Let's get rid of the ones that cast spells because we won't be casting any spells. Or too many spells. Instead, take that. Take that as an elemental, why not? Ooh, take 2 of those. Seems like you could probably get some freeze abilities. And maybe that would help too. Yeah, like I am freezing a decent amount of people. So F-R-E-E-Z-E. Freeze your other minions. I don't think I want to do that. Deal 2 damage. Frostbolt. Freeze a minion if it's already frozen. Destroy it. Let's get rid of randomness for not randomness. How much of this is actually standard? Like, this is totally standard right now. Interesting. So, do I want to call this Frost Mage? Or Freeze? But there's not even a daily quest. So, calling it Freeze Mage is kind of pointless. Like, how many of these cards seriously were part of WitchWood? Like, you can't even look that way. So, 2 cards. 2 cards here. And how many of the other cards were included? 1 more. Like 3 cards added. Versus this, which is the standard boring Sorcerer's Apprentice deck. Like, so this is Apprentice. So we'll name that so we just kind of know what it is. And this is Freeze. It's not super surprising that you might be able to make 2 Mage decks. Because the Mage decks are supposed to be the newest, easiest. They're supposed to be the easiest decks for the newest players. So I think the Apprentice deck is the least likely to succeed, where I think the Freeze deck actually is pretty good as it is. So since I'm only willing to give 1 a try at the moment, I'm going to give the Apprentice deck a try and see if we can really play that meta deck. Can we get the cost reduction of a Fire Blast spell down to 0? I don't believe we can. Not without a lot of crazy stuff. Not without everything working perfectly. So also we'll just try and see how this deck supplies and works with itself otherwise. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep all these cards. Let's see how that works. Come on, game. Play. They're wasting my bandwidth telling me that people have opened legendary cards. Alright, so whenever you cast a spell, gain armor equal to its cost. Next time I cast this spell, I get 2 armor and do 2 damage. That's pretty good. A golden legendary somebody just opened. Wow. And I didn't know golden had its own special notifications. Alright. Do this. This. In the turn. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 2-cost minion. The idea is to summon a random Sorcerer's Apprentice. Add a random 2-cost minion to each player's hands. The idea is to get a random Sorcerer's Apprentice. The odds are astoundingly high that either one of these would work to get you another Sorcerer's Apprentice. Which then leaves you with mostly this 5-mana creature, Carnivorous Cube, to destroy a friendly minion, and then when its death rattle triggers, summon 2 copies. You could get the character to double death rattles, I imagine, unless that's wild too, which it might be. So, go ahead and kill this one, play this in turn. This guy doesn't seem like he's really gonna play, which is not a great way to test out your deck. Well, we've got Archmage Antonidas. Let's see, so let's play this. And of course we don't get a random Sorcerer's Apprentice. Odds are ridiculously low. Alright. Fireball is 6. If we were to reduce it just by 2, it would be 4. You could do 2 in 1 turn, which is not enough to do 30 damage, and destroys this. If I could double it to the point where there is 5 Sorcerer's Apprentices, reducing it down to 1 mana, then I could do, well, I don't know, because without the time warp, I don't think you do this in the same amount of time anyways. So, is this meta deck now dead? I would love for this meta deck to be dead. Like, that would be so awesome. I think it kind of is in standard. I don't think, without the duplicate secret, without some other things, I just don't think it happens. Look at this. Well, do this, and do this. That was not good. See, this was yet another just random 2-cost minion. It's no way you're gonna get enough Sorcerer's Apprentices. Well, not without Open the Gate, and not without. Yep, it's wild only now. I'm pretty sure it's wild only. Yeah, it's possible that there won't even be that many good Mage meta decks at all. Just ignoring the one that everybody's been playing for the longest time. And the other couple ones, like Secret Mage, which was mentioned in the chat. I'm looking at the chat but not responding to it. Yeah, I don't think Secret Mage is going to survive very well either. I think we're going to see a lot of people move away from playing Mage, which Thank goodness. That fixes at least one of half of my frustration with Hearthstone in one fell swoop. Is people playing Mage. But then they'll just almost certainly find some new meta deck to play. Let's see. At the end of your turn, summon a random... Let's see, and this won't trigger probably ever. There is probably something you could do with this card to draw more cards. But that may not work as well as people might think too. This would be a good card, I guess, for a Murloc deck if you were short on Murlocs and playing Standard, because a high number of 1 mana cards are Murlocs, come to think of it. You know, this key phrase, add a fireball to spell to your hand, hasn't been used that much. Like, we have recruit and we have draw, but add is not used as often. Let's just kill this. Now, Rush only allows you to attack once. So theoretically, I could play this and cast a spell if I draw a spell, but the odds of me drawing a spell are pretty low in this deck. So this and this and this. Yeah. I needed to check before I delete this deck, which is what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to delete this deck. I don't see anything here. hsreplay.net will almost certainly give me a better, similar style deck. I can't even do anything. So in the turn, I just want to see if maybe we can double Death Rattle cards, but I don't think you can. I think actually the card that doubled Death Rattles is really old. Doesn't seem like this guy really has much of a strategy either, but I guess I shouldn't complain. He's gonna win. Like, a lot of people on day one are just gonna try everything. Right. Let's go ahead and kill this one. So is that a worthwhile card? Cinderstorm for 3 mana, 5 damage randomly. Like, I guess it is. It's just the Mana Storm or Arcane Missile. That is one thing this expansion is doing, is it's fixing the gaps that are pretty obvious, but nobody really noticed. Like, Arcane Missile deals 3 damage randomly to split among all enemies. So why not have Cinder Storm for 3 mana that does 5 damage? They'll probably eventually have a 2 mana spell that does like 4 damage randomly split between all enemies. And they may go up to like a 10 mana spell that does that too. Yep. Rush has +3 when damaged. Can I rush anything and not die? Not really. So is this guy gonna take the victory, or are we wasting our time here? Because if we're wasting our time, we can just move on and concede. Like, I want to be a good sportsman to a point, but if he's just ending his turn, then that's wasting my time, and I don't have time to waste. Okay, so now the one thing about the other deck we built, the Freeze deck Elemental, is it's probably a really slow deck. It's not going to be quick victories. I'm looking for the card that would trigger Death Rattle twice. And I don't remember the name of it, because if we could trigger this Death Rattle twice, maybe the Sorcerer Princess meta deck would still work. But I don't think so. Draw a Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle card. No, I'm not seeing it. Let's switch over to Wild and see if it's hidden. A lot of legendaries in Wild. Fugan and Stalag. I miss Fugan and Stalag. Here goes. So, yes, your minions trigger the Death Rattle twice. Is Wild. So that's the last nail in the coffin. This deck will not work on Standard. We will not have to deal with that deck anymore. Great. So we just... The one I've built, and I wouldn't be surprised if I even changed this, is a Standard Freeze Elemental deck, which... Like, I don't think there will be any daily quests to play Freeze. There might be a daily quest to play Elementals. If there aren't any, or if they are perhaps 40 gold quests or 50 gold quests and not 60 gold quests, I'll probably get rid of all my Mage decks, and except for the one that HS Replay gives us. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.